Ciao Juventini of the world, my name is Giuseppe, welcome back on the channel. It has to stop. It has to stop, I can't believe it anymore. It's too much. Every single week we have a new name in the GA Medical. Every single week there is a new player that is missing. Every single week we have a new problem for Thiago Motta. We can't play like that. How can we speak about football? How can we speak about tactics, about technique, about how we need to beat Aston Villa? How can we speak about possible formations? What is the best formation to beat our opponents? Because it's a disaster. Weston McKennie, the last one that is out yesterday, he didn't train. We didn't see him in the morning. Muscle fatigue for the American boy. It's a total disaster because we have no players anymore. At the moment, we have 4 players on the bench, excluded the goalkeepers. 4 players only. So Thiago Motta will be obliged to pick next gen, maybe. But next gen is already playing on Thursday in Torino. So I'm not sure if they will be able to take some players. Also, there are some injuries like Mancini. So probably we'll go with some Primavera players from the under 20. It's a total disaster, guys. And it's not over, because yesterday we were watching, or we were waiting for some news, because Dusan Vlahovic needed to do some tests to understand if he would be able to travel or not. He's not ready. He's not ready, so we are hoping to have him for the game against Lecce in Serie A, that I tell you is super important. Now, the question of Tuttosport is totally legit. Thiago, will you play? Because we are also missing now players in the midfield. Douglas Luiz, Weston McKennie, it's too much. And also Fagioli, that in the latest game didn't play that much. He played 10 minutes in the last game against Milan, a player that didn't start since really long time now. Oh, ragazzi. Big, huge problem. We'll speak about that. We'll speak about much more. So put a maximum like. If you didn't yet, please continue to subscribe to the channel and comment. Let me know what you think about that emergency situation. Because we are really speaking about emergency situation. It's not one player. It's 8 players that will miss. 8 players that are not going to travel to Birmingham. Who are the players that are missing? In alphabetic order. Adzic, Bremer, Cabal, Douglas Luiz, now Weston McKennie, Milik, Nico Gonzalez, Dusan Vlahovic, 8 players. If you're looking at how many games they already missed, well, Milik, all of them, 17 games right now. Nico Gonzalez, 9 games, the same as Bremer, and Bremer will count until the end of the season because he's out for the remaining part. Adzic, already 8 games. Douglas Luiz, already 7 games missed for injury. Weah, 5 games, because now Weah is in top form, or was in top form because he didn't play against Milan that much, so I'm really curious. Koopmeiners, 3 games missed. Conceição, already 3 games missed. Cabal, 2, but also for him, it will increase until the end of the season because he's out. Thuram missed 2 games. Vlahovic, 1 game so far, will miss the second game against Aston Villa. And Weston McKennie will miss that game. So it's really a lot. Like that, it's difficult to speak about Mercato that has been done well. Players that are flops or that are performing really well. The tactics that are working because you are doing with what you have. It's really a miracle, what we are doing. Not losing a single game in Serie A at the moment, being there at -4, it's a miracle. Yes, we could have had more points. Of course we could have. I remember the games of Cagliari, Empoli, etc., etc. We all remember them. But on the other side, I'm telling myself, if you're playing with already not an XXL team, because we have not that many players in our team, a choice that has been made with conscious reasons because we wanted to wait for January to see if there were some opportunities there to increase actually the level of players. We are really in emergency situation. So what is the cause? I have no idea, guys. I have no ideas. It's true that we are speaking about staff of Thiago Motta that never trained a team that is playing every single 3 days with so many competitions. That's a reality. And maybe that huge intensity that we are asking the players to go for in training session and during the games, probably we are paying it. Probably it's maybe not the good strategy. I don't know. On the other side, is that the real reason? Because last year we were playing 1 time a week and we had the same problem. 2 seasons ago, Di Maria out, Paredes out. How many problems did we have in the last 2 seasons? And we can't compare with high-intensity training. Guys, there is that rumor about the sky in Vinovo, in La Continassa, the microclimate in Torino. Oh, I will start to really believe in it. But now it's really a problem. It's really problematic. It's really too much. It's really too much. Difficult to speak about the games. But anyway, that's what we have to do. We also have to speak about Mercato. Guys, who will play? We have a team that is already there. Weah is now obliged to play as a striker, as a number 9. Obliged. And that's the lineup. Guys, Di Gregorio into the goal. Savona, Gatti, Kalulu, Cambiaso. The only change there is Danilo or Rui. Then in the middle of the field, Locatelli, Thuram. The only changer is Fagioli, Conceição, Koopman, Gillis, and Weah. The only changer is Mbangula. So one player up, one player in the midfield, and two players in defense. That's what we have, huh? That's what we have to play against Aston Villa. Of course, you have some Primavera or next-gen player that can increase the group. I'm really curious today to discover who will be the players, because today, later in the evening, we will have that squad list. It's really tough. It's really, really, really tough. Anyway, today Champions League starts again. Not Juve, because we play tomorrow, but they will be Inter, they will be Milan, they will be Atalanta for the people that are following the Italian teams in Champions League. There will be Manchester City that will play 5 games in a row that they lost. I believe that's a negative record for the English team. That will be one of our next opponents in our home in Champions League. So I'm really curious to see that game as well. Guys, if you didn't yet, please, the link is into the description. Download OneFootball. I'm speaking to all of you. For what reason? Because there are a lot of games that will be played simultaneously, and you can receive the notification about who's scoring, who's winning, who's missing a penalty, whatever. You can have them in real time, but on top of that, if you want to prepare the games of today, tomorrow, you have also that section on the site, but also on your mobile app, where you can see all the news related to whatever competition you want. For example, now the Champions League. The link is in the description. It's totally for free. OneFootball, do it now, guys, because now you need to continue to speak about Mercato, because Mercato in November is not always funny to speak about, because when you are speaking about Mercato in end November, it means that your team is not strong enough and you're looking for reinforcement, or in our case, our team has really problems in terms of numbers. We are not enough and we need to increase. Bremer, big injury, Cabal, big injury, and always that big question about Milik, because yes, it's true that Giuntoli said before the game of Milan we will look for a defender, but up front we are counting on Milik, but Milik cannot be enough. So starting to speak about the defense since yesterday, Santi Aouna, that is a French insider, he speaks, and then his news are reported by French media. He's always trying to anticipate a bit the Fabrizio Romano from France. Well, yesterday he already said that there is a verbal agreement between Milan, Skriniar, and Juventus. Now, of course, you have a possibility of having a verbal agreement with the player, but that doesn't mean that the players will join. Why? Because you have a second phase. You have also the club that you need to convince, Paris Saint-Germain. Juventus, according to Santi Aouna, is looking to decrease the price and inserting some players. So when I'm reading that, I'm going towards, okay, if they want to insert some players, they are looking for a permanent signing, which I would not do. I can accept a 6-month loan until the end of the season, but not a permanent signing, because it's a player that is not playing since a long time now. This season he nearly never played. Last season there was a big part of the season where he didn't play as well. I need to see also how is Skriniar doing. Is he physically okay, yes or no? We don't have time. We need a player that is able to perform immediately from the 2nd, the 3rd of January, not in the month of March, of June. That's too late. So if we go for a loan, yes. If we go for a permanent signing, no. On the other side, I received some other news from Torino that are telling me, Beppe, okay, Santi Aouna, it's not a fake news. It's not, a troll online. It's not someone that is inventing things, but don't be that sure, that convinced that Skriniar will be the name. Probably they are pushing it too far. They are going with a news that there is a possibility. It's not a no. Gazzetta dello Sport is pushing for Skriniar since really long time, but it's not that clear. It's not a done deal yet. There is not yet 100% an agreement verbal with the player. So we are there at the initial phase. Juventus will look for a defender, probably 2 defenders. Skriniar is one of the players on the list, but it's not sure that he will be the one. On the other side, we have also problem in attack. We know it. And Corriere dello Sport today is opening with Juve, Zirkzee. There are some contacts. Why are they pushing the news of Zirkzee already in January to Juve? For a simple reason. Because with the change of coach Amorim to Manchester United, well, it's not anymore the player that has been chosen by Ten Hag, Zirkzee. In the last game, he didn't start. They prefer to play with Rashford as a number 9 that scored after 80 seconds. But the problem was when he entered at the 65th minute, where at the end of the game, Amorim went in front of microphone saying, look, at the end of the game, when we have 2 scorers, so 2 strikers, Zirkzee has to understand that he has to go into the box for the crosses, sending a big message. I don't believe to Zirkzee, but to the club, to say this is not the number 9 that I want to play for. I want to play with Gyökeres. I want to play with Osimhen. I want to play possibly also with the Dusan Vlahovic. These are the number 9 that are playing my game, not Zirkzee. Sending a message for Manchester United in January to make their job in terms of transfers. Putting actually Zirkzee out of his plans. When you are going with these strong words, the ones of Amorim, that's clearly a message I don't want to work with him. I have no intention to work with him because he doesn't understand my game. So pay attention to that because there could be an opportunity. Also from Torino, I received the rumors that a swap Douglas Luiz Zirkzee in January is out of question. So let's see if they will find a creative way to make Zirkzee Joshua come to his ex-coach Thiago Motta. On the other side, there are still the other names also in attack, like the one of Lorenzo Lucca from Udinese, even if I don't believe that that's the ideal situation. And why should Udinese let him go in January while he's doing actually really, really well? These are the news, guys, that I wanted to speak with you. It's a short video, it's a fast video, because it's difficult to speak about football right now with all the injuries that we have. It's really tough. Later today, there will be the press conference of Thiago Motta, if I'm not wrong, at 5 p.m. I'm also curious to see who will sit next to him, because, you know, within Champions League, it's always the coach with a player. We saw already a few players, Locatelli, Cambiaso, Perin was there. Curious who will be there tomorrow. Let's see. If you want, you can already start to anticipate to guess who will be the player next to Thiago Motta. And if you want more news about that, wait for the second video of today after the press conference of today. Grazie, forza, Juve.